I suppose I should start when we were healthy. We loved each other. In love, maybe the difference didn't really matter to us at the time. We just knew we wanted to be together all the time. We would go for walks, not to any place in particular, just moving forward with each other. He would hold my hand. It was second nature. I'm not sure he even knew that he was doing it. When he looked at me, he would smile, and when I looked back, I knew it was genuine. It made me smile too. We would talk about the past and the present, never about the future. What we had in the present was enough. We giggled when a silence permeated for an extended time. We allowed many things to go unspoken. When you truly know someone, sometimes things don't need to be uttered for you to know exactly what they're thinking. At the apartment, we would dance in the small living space, not to music or singing, just for expression. We would set up lights around as if we were on a stage. We'd just move with each other, and somehow it made sense. On our walks, we would see many flowers, and he looked at me as if I fit in with them. I remember he would always tell me that some sweet day we'd look at each other and know we'd never be alone. Tell me how it went bad. I wish I could. Things were good, and then they weren't. There's this vacuous hole in my memory as to how it all deteriorated. Feels like one day things were just cold. Everything was more distant. We would go for the same walks we enjoyed many times before, but somehow nature's colors were gone. He no longer would hold my hand. When he would look at me, he no longer smiled, and if he did, we both knew it was forced. We wouldn't talk so effortlessly anymore, and the silences were no longer filled with giggles, but sad attempts to come up with something to fill the quiet. Quiet was deafening, though, and I couldn't hear myself think through it. So we stayed silent. Last thing I remember was the day I left the apartment. I packed without saying a word. We hugged one last time in the doorway, and for a brief moment I felt maybe it could still work. But that quickly faded. I was gone. What then? I still talk with a mutual friend. I ask her how he's doing. She said he still dances in the living room alone. No music, just moving. I imagine he still sets up the lights. My friend tells me he spends a lot of time thinking, perhaps having a conversation with himself internally.
You still talk about him in the present tense.
Only in the context of us being alone.
Why is that?
Because we still are. Aren't we?
You know, some sweet day, we're gonna look at each other and know that we'll never be alone.
Yeah.